Good evening and welcome to the Thursday, July 11th, 2024 Parks Commission meeting at wonderful Loon Pond Lodge here in Lakeville. Is there anyone other than Lakeville, LakeCAM recording the meeting tonight?
I am recording it.
Thank you. Peter, announcements.
I just have two. Just a reminder, if anybody has any, is aware of any outstanding invoices, I need those ASAP. That is for fiscal year 24. So
Is the deadline tomorrow?
well, they're at this point they would be encumbered, but I have to.
Yeah, so it has to go into town meeting again?
No, if it's encumbered, it doesn't have to.
Oh, encumbered.
If it's non-encumbered.
Okay, yeah. So we're covered?
I'm just trying to avoid any town meeting
Yeah.
bills. And I would just mention this. I don't think it's anything to act on at the moment, but Matthew Perkins,
Yep.
Chief of Police, just gave us a heads up. We're looking for Saturday, September 7th, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. for an event. They're hoping to be able to utilize a portion of the soccer field and parking behind the station. It's a public safety day, is what they're planning for.
So we need to put that on the agenda.
Yeah.
What day is that?
Saturday, September 7th. That would be Labor Day weekend, I think. Or is it?
No.
It's the weekend after.
It's the weekend after Labor Day weekend.
We just got to make sure that the soccer is at the other fields, and then it should be no problem.
No problem at all.
Public Safety Day, did you say? So it's a community event, or it's just?
They didn't say.
Didn't say.
They say we are in the beginning stages. It says police, fire, and DPW are in the beginning stages of organizing the Lakeville Public Safety Day.
Sounds good. All right, next on the agenda, we're skipping number 2. Number 3, discuss and possible vote on purchase of new AED, automatic external defibrillators. So I did a lot of research and stuff. Melissa reminded me a little bit ago to check on the AEDs around, so I did. Went to the one at Ted Williams first, which had the X on it. So I brought it down to the fire department, changed the batteries, but it needs to be diagnosed because it was wet, so they think it was a ground fault. Plus there was some kind of like mold in the bag. So I left them with that, and then I went to John Pond Park, and that needed batteries, which was fixed. I brought that to Clear Pond Park, so because that one was all checked out. I have the one from Clear Pond Park to put, which is done, to put into John Pond Park. So what I would like to discuss is all the background I found out about AEDs and if they're required and so forth. So I had a chat with the fire commissioner. So Brian had a meeting this morning with our insurance guy, we were going over other stuff, so I asked him about that. So as far as AEDs, they are not required. In the state of Massachusetts, the only places that are required are health clubs, nursing homes, schools, and there's something else. But there are no restaurants that require them, no buildings that require them. Those are the only 4 that require them. So, and then I went to the went to the website for the mass laws on AEDs. There are some restrictions on there that we either have to correct, take away the AEDs, keep one AED. But from what I read and from what I found out is that we are responsible for the AEDs. So let's just go around the parks. Clear Pond Park, it's secured. It's also checked on. We also have being that there are people there every day, we have people who are trained and people who can do CPR as a backup. So we're very good there. John Pond is an issue because one is that the AED is only available when the snack bar's open. So I've been going down there. I went to Blooper Ball last night just to drive by to see if the snack bar was open. So there are concerns about having an AED down there. My concerns are twofold. One is it's not available all the time. Number two, is anyone trained on it? And number three, that's just an AED. We're going to have to log maintenance logs on it. There could be an issue if they try it and it doesn't work. There's a Good Samaritan law that if someone isn't trained and they use it and something happens, they're covered. But if they go to use it and it's not working, then that's going to be a blowback on the organization that did not know how to use it. So that was a concern. As far as Ted Williams goes, that I think is, it's not secure. It's available in the open. It can be stolen. It could be vandalized. 99% of the people who go down there don't know where it is unless they go to the bathroom. And even then, it's like a fire extinguisher. No one's going to remember. Who's trained on it? I don't know. But what everyone does and what it says on the AED is to dial 911 first. Now, we can throw a quarter and hit the police station. So there's going to be a faster response from the police station than someone running to try to find an AED. So I think by leaving it there unattended, unsecured, maybe unmaintained, and no one trained, we're just asking for issues. So I will at some point make a motion and then we can discuss it. As far as Luna Pond goes, I came here the other day. There was no access to it. Heather reached up and there was no key. I don't know if the key came back. And I guess there's an alarm on there if you open it up, Melissa.
So you can't open that? Is that what you're saying?
No, if I'm working here,
Yeah.
that there's a lock on it.
Is it
On
locked?
that AED is
Is it
locked?
locked?
That was locked. Or, I'm sorry, she says if I open it, there's an alarm going off, and she reached up to see if there was a lock. So I didn't want to touch it if there was an alarm on there.
All the boxes are locked. If you open the door, the alarm goes off to get people to say, hey, look, there's a problem here. So, yeah, when you shut the door, it goes
Designed to
off.
be that.
That's
Right.
how it's supposed to go.
But there was no key to open it.
It's not designed to have a key. It shouldn't be locked.
All right, so,
We didn't lock it. That's it.
Okay.
There you go.
thank you. I was afraid to open it. So once again, it's, at the end of the day, it's not our responsibility to have an AED here, okay? That's up to the business who's here. If they want to purchase an AED, train their staff, they take care of it. Otherwise, we're going to be responsible if there is something wrong with it. We can maintain, obviously, give them batteries, but if they don't have people trained on that, that's just going to be another blowback to us.
Is that what the insurance man told you?
I believe they're supposed to have someone on staff that is
Yes,
first responder.
that's Mass state law.
No, here.
No, but I don't know if they do. So I'm just saying, these are questions that I think we need answers. But my point is, and I'm just bringing this up, I'm bringing up the liability issue of it, that's all. Maintenance logs will have to be checked out, and the person who is trained on it is going to have their training on file. And it's just not one person. That person leaves at 3 in the afternoon and something happens at 7 at night.
But have you ever used AED?
Yes. No. I understand that. But if you look at the Mass state law about training, okay, they would like someone who is trained on it.
They require or they would like? because those are two very different things.
Yes, it's in our benefit to have someone trained on it, okay? Now, I'm sorry, they're required in schools, which is a different story. Wherever it's required, they need a medical director to make sure all this is being done and health stuff. But my point is we are not obligated to have any AEDs.
No, we never were.
No.
No,
But it was a great idea.
it was a great idea. But what I'm saying is, there is liability on our end, okay, if it doesn't work.
But we check them every year, so there's no reason that it shouldn't work. Like, we've checked all the pads, we've checked all the batteries, they've got fixed. For this season while they're out, they all worked.
But they didn't before I checked on them
The
for weeks.
That's
problem
why
with
I
that
said
is
check 'em.
those other ones were all supposed to come back in the fall.
Where are they kept
Should
in
have
the
been left
winter?
out at Ted Williams Camp over
The
the winter.
one at Ted Williams Camp was not left out
Okay,
over the
good.
winter. Paula put it out before Lakeville Day, so I'm not sure March, April, May. I'm not sure when it went out. So, but I know that it was fine when it went out. So something between when it went out and the time that Mike took it, something
Yeah,
happened.
well, I mean, they're all good now, which is great. But my point is, what is the benefit of having it at Ted Williams Camp?
It could save someone's life. All the people playing soccer, all the men's softball, all the kids playing baseball. Like, it's $1,000, right? About you said
Yeah,
you did research.
$1,400.
So is that worth risking someone's life?
So my point is, my point as far as Ted Williams camps go, is that the police station's right there and the fire station's 2 minutes away, okay? So wherever I am on the field,
If the police officers aren't on duty at the police station,
No, they're out all
they're
the
out in
time.
cruiser somewhere.
no, but they have AED right there. I'm just saying they have an AED. Now, are we comfortable not being secure?
Yeah, it's
We
yeah.
have that.
You have to get to it. Like, if you put a lock on it, then when you need it, they're gonna be like, "Oh, I can't open the door." Then you're in.
I
big
truly
trouble.
understand that, but someone could vandalize it, yes or no?
Yes, absolutely.
All the other ones are locked and secured, amen, right? I mean, why was this one soaked? Why did, you know, why do we have a problem with that one? But someone could take it, or someone say, you know what, I'm gonna play around and take the battery. So if someone uses it and it doesn't work,
Was that the first time we've had a problem with the AEDs that you can think of?
Batteries,
No, like
malfunction.
something it not working, like it being vandalized or gotten wet or something. The batteries and the pads have to be changed regularly, so
Yeah.
that's not really a problem. That's just regular maintenance.
That's, as far as I know, that's been the issue. The batteries and the pads. We've never had a technical malfunction that I can remember.
And they're very old machines, right?
right,
So-
that's another thing. I think one is newer. I don't know, we may have switched one off. So I'm just here to give you an update on the AEDs, what I found out about insurance. I still think that my concern is about Ted Williams because it isn't locked up, and you know, you pay $1,400, someone can take it. And then what? Are we gonna spend another $1,400 to get
Nope.
one? We just let it go?
That's the chance we've taken for the last 3 years.
Just because it's worked the last 3 years doesn't mean, I mean,
Didn't say that.
we're having issues down here, just around here in general, whether it's the playground, whether it's someone who
always
threw
had
paint in the bathroom. I'm just saying,
We've
it's
always
just,
had issues down here.
I understand that. My only concern is that the other ones are locked up, they're secured, which is great, but this one isn't. And I think there's a liability on our end if someone takes the batteries. How do we know?
We gotta come check it.
Check it every day. I just, listen, I'm against having one here. We can put it in the karate studio and then put a sign, AED in the karate studio. It's no different than having one in the snack shack at John Pond. That's only open, what, 2 or 3 days a week?
More than half the time.
Well, when softball
More than half the
plays
time
here-
someone is playing down there. The girls play more than half the time.
No, but
And I think that it should be open when the blooper ball plays too. They should have it open and out on the counter just in case something happens.
Should be, but
yeah.
it never is.
It's never is.
So, do you have any thoughts on how to secure it, or put it in the karate studio and put in a sign AED in the karate studio?
Only if the karate studio is going to be open all the time for someone to get to.
Snack bar's not open all the time for someone to get to. What's the difference between you, me, having a family out and going down there and someone has a heart attack, but the snack bar isn't open?
At John Pond Park.
Yeah. Than people playing on the field.
It's just a numbers game, right? We have more kids, more adults playing here than we do at John Pond Park. And I'm not sure why there wasn't a box at John Pond Park, except for the fact that we're not there most of the time. No one's there.
That's why we didn't put in a box outside, because it was too much time that nobody was at the park.
No cameras, no
And
nothing.
there was too much times that there were things happening with no one there.
Right.
At least there's people here, not saying that's gonna stop someone from doing
No.
something.
Absolutely.
I mean,
It's
now in
not
the
gonna
summer,
stop
there's,
them horsing around with this one if they want to.
I mean, now in the summer, there's nobody here. So maybe that's not an issue. You can come down here on a
The
Saturday.
kids are playing basketball all the time. There's kids at the skate park all the time. There's people playing tennis all the time.
Horseshoes,
There's people here all the
volleyball.
time.
But how do they know where it is? There's no sign that says where it is. Unless they go to the bathroom, they will never know where it is.
The leagues have all been told where they are.
We're not just talking about leagues, are we?
No, we're not, but
Okay, that's my point. But do you think that the coaches are telling everyone, hey, there's an AED over there?
Well, there was an email sent before the season started because we offered 2 CPR, first aid, AED classes,
I
and I
remember
believe
that.
we told them where it was located then. So it's up for the leagues to distribute it to we asked them to distribute it to their people. So, I mean, we can't.
And how many of the people are guests?
Michael, I have no idea.
No, I understand
I'm
that.
never gonna vote for not to put an AED here because if I did that and somebody had a heart attack, I could never live with
I
myself.
am not
But so
voting
we'll
against
have to-
AEDs. I'm concerned about it being locked and secure. Clear Pond is locked and secure. This is locked and secure. This is locked and secure.
So why don't we lock and secure?
Because
'Cause
Which place is the problem?
Ted
JPP?
Williams.
Ted Williams. So we can't just put a box somewhere?
we do
lock
have a
it?
box, but
so
they're not
yeah,
supposed
but
to
you
be
gotta leave it
locked.
unlocked. You can't lock it.
if someone
Because
needs
then if
it
you
and
need
it's
it, you
locked,
can't get to it.
now
But-
you're in trouble.
Well, you're not in trouble. If you didn't have one, you wouldn't be in trouble.
No.
But my point is that it's, to me, that the matter is that not locked and secured so someone can damage it or steal it. But the other thing is that if it was put in the karate studio, you put a sign AED in karate studio, then karate studios open a lot, but to me it's no different with here or with over there. I mean, if the shack is open up 60% of the time, then 40% of the time, then there's no AED.
60% is better than nothing.
But
And that's blooper ball's choice whether to open the snack bar and take out the AED. We can't make them do that. We're not there.
you can't make anyone do anything.
Right. So I don't know what else you want us to do.
So this is just for randomly someone playing
Yes.
Yeah.
league here at the park?
We have a box
Yeah.
League or
outside
any-
the bathroom.
So,
League or anyone.
I mean, you can only do so much, but the police station's right there. And supposedly the fire station's gonna be right there. So it's not that far.
That's what I said.
In an emergency, someone can be smart enough, go to the police station. They're gonna have one, obviously.
To me, it's faster to call the police station, who
Yeah.
do have AEDs in their cars and who do have one in the building, than it is to
Right.
run and look for it, figure out how to use it and come back.
Right,
So I think that's the coverage there.
right.
That's all.
Well, the
Yeah.
first thing they're supposed to do is call 911 anyhow.
Well, that's my
So
point.
before they even go for the AED, they're supposed to call 911.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
And most people don't know how to
But
use that
if the
unless they
cruiser's
are
up the other end of
CPR
town, it's gonna take them 5 minutes to get
certified.
there.
Right. But
They're
the
just not the
AED,
cruisers, they're actually in
they're
the police station.
dummy proof, right?
Those guys aren't
AEDs, you
coming.
push the button,
They
it
have
tells you
directions.
exactly how to do it. So it's
Right.
not like you need extensive training on it. You just
Right.
and most kids know nowadays know more than the adults do. So I mean, oh, go ahead, make your motion.
No, I'm not making, no, this is all discussion. My concern is not having the AED. My concern is it not being locked and secured so that if someone does go to use it and it doesn't work, for whatever reason, then shame on us. Because someone could have done something with it.
There-
Pull
yeah,
the
there is
thing,
the
or
potential
taking batteries,
of-
oh, screw you, or take a pad. Or,
Yeah, taking
or
it,
whatever.
sabotaging it, using it
We're gonna be in more trouble by
incorrectly.
giving them something that doesn't work and works
Right.
Unless we go by it every night,
Right.
check it out, but that's it.
A couple of kids saying, "Oh, what happens if I put this on my forehead?"
And the other ones are locked and
you
secure.
know, you don't know.
Yeah, yeah. But the other ones are locked and secure.
Yeah.
So the liability is gone.
Yeah.
We're just open for something. I agree we should have one, but I think the liability is worse if it doesn't work.
Yeah. More signs. Putting one in the karate place
But we gotta
is
check.
not a
the
bad
building first.
idea.
Yeah, no, we'll check it out.
And he's really not open that much. He's open at nights and Saturdays, Saturday mornings.
That's when the bulk of the people are here, so.
Exactly.
It would be more than
Nice.
50% of the time.
Put a sign AED in there or call 911.
Yeah.
No, call 911 first.
No,
Police
say, call
station is
911, AED in this office, so then at least there's
Yeah.
one available
You
to
just,
them.
you
part of
missed
the
that
time.
discussion that the cars, they're not always there. Dispatch is there, but the cars are out throughout town. And since we're down in North Lakeville, the cars could be somewhere else.
Yeah, but
They
what
don't
about
have
the
any
fire
in the
station?
building?
They'll be here in 3 minutes, even if
Say
the
that again?
the
In
police
the
station
fire,
does.
in the
Right?
police station, they
Maybe.
should have some inside.
They should have an
There's
AED.
always someone there in
Yes,
the fire
exactly.
station.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's
maybe.
close.
No, not always.
Well, okay, I'm not gonna go into semantics of the.
Give you past history. I was there. There's no
Yeah.
one there.
So-
Call.
Thinking whether to make a motion. I will make a motion. I make a motion that, that the AED, machine at Ted Williams gets locked in the, with permission, Mr. Miranda gets locked in the karate studio with a sign saying AED is located in karate studio. Any second?
What if we add to that and post in more places as well? Like, where's a common place that the people at the park go to?
They're
A Bullington
everywhere.
bar, a bulletin board that we can just.
Well, I mean,
They're
you put
everywhere.
one at each field. I mean, if
just-
you want to get that way.
Yeah.
You need to get through this.
Yes.
You made a motion. You make an amendment to the motion.
I just, if no one seconds it, then the motion dies.
Then someone can make an amendment to the motion.
So is there discussion?
Huh?
Does someone want to make amendment to the,
I think someone does want to make an amendment to the.
What, having it posted in more places?
Yes.
Yeah, that way
So-
more people know.
just be more specific of what you would like to see.
It being posted on bulletin boards, the website, the Facebook, I guess people use. Just making it known that, hey, there's a new one, and the people will see it. Post in as many places possible
And where are you telling that it's going to be?
where you're motioning it to be, in the karate
Okay.
studio.
We're gonna go on the amendment first.
So, so as far, I mean, I agree what you're doing, but we could put signs up also.
Yes,
Signs-
exactly.
signs around the
Signs,
park.
bulletin board.
Yeah, just signs,
We put half a dozen signs
baseball,
around the park. Baseball,
soccer,
soccer,
Yes,
volleyball,
exactly.
tennis.
and
Yeah.
just say, hey.
Posting
A-
it everywhere.
AED located in
Correct.
karate studio.
Yep.
Call 911 first.
Of course, dial 911.
Well, I mean,
I agree with you,
Yeah.
1,000%.
Emergency use
100,000%.
only, AED, in these places.
So you want to do the amendment again?
So I amend the motion to reflect that we post signage in as many places as possible. The fact that we are putting the AED in the karate studio.
I'll second that motion.
Okay,
I'll second the amendment.
that's also, if John Miranda allows us to do that.
That's part of your original amendment.
Yes.
The original.
Instead of saying in the karate studio, can she just put where it is?
The location, yes.
Where the location
Yeah,
is?
where it's gonna be.
Sure.
I'll second
Or
that.
Peter. You got in this.
Discussion? No discussion?
Well, I'll discuss. Are we discussing amendment?
We're discussing the amendment, mine is,
No, I'm good.
okay. We'll do roll call, all in favor? Scott?
Aye.
Michael Smith, aye.
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 Motion is passed.
Hey, so now we go back to the original amendment, original motion.
The original motion has.
Take it off the wall.
Take it
put
off the
In
motion.
the karate
It's in
studio
the- yep.
with John's approval. That's what your amendment, that's what your original motion is? I'm
Yes,
asking.
yes.
and it's amended to say that we would put up signs.
Yes.
I'll second that.
Discussion?
Yeah, I don't think it should be locked up. This place is too busy. I agree that signs should be everywhere, people should know where it is all the time, but I don't think it should be locked up. If you're worried about insurance and liability.
No, I'm not worried.
You have that locked up and someone needs it, that's your,
There's no liability in our end.
if you have an AED that's locked up that people can't get to, you're telling me there's no liability, that you have it but you don't let other people access it?
So what you're telling me is
I think
that,
we're required to have it.
one, we're not required to have it.
Right, but you do.
But if we do, we have to make sure it's in working order.
Okay, which we've done.
Right.
Right.
Then why aren't you concerned about John Pond, that it's locked up?
Because they unlock it when they're there, if they choose to. Like we have it, every league can access that AED. If Blooper Ball chooses not to take it out, that's Blooper Ball's choice, not ours. We provide it for them. They choose not to use it. There's nothing we can do there.
What if I'm in the guest stands watching it, and it says AED in there, and there's no access to it, or nobody has the code?
Then, well, I think that they all have the code, but that's Blooper Balls. I think we should ask them to take it out for every time that they're there. Practices, games, all the time.
So I have a question. You guys are saying codes, so they're not just key locks, they're coded?
At John Pond,
John Pond
the
is
snack
a-
bar is coded.
So what if we put a coded one here and we have the sign, dial 911 first, that's what's supposed to be, and then put 911 knows the code and can give the person the code in that
Hopefully the
event?
same person that's calling 911 is not the same person running for the AED. Like I'd like you call, I'll go get it while you call.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be locked up.
I understand your concerns that you want it to just be able to be used in an emergency, but I feel like you can only do so much. It's not like you're going out everywhere in the world and there's just AEDs there. You know, emergencies happen. That's
Most
what
places there are.
emergency services are for.
Where
Right.
are you gonna find AEDs?
You go to the town hall, you go to all these buildings. If you go to parks, there's ranger stations that have ranger stations. There's AEDs.
I can go to any business and there's no AED in
You
town.
can't go to any business in town and not have an AED.
Please go
The
around.
banks have them.
Go to the pharmacies. Go to anywhere.
They
Go
would
to
be-
anything.
they would be
But my
locked.
point is, and
It's been there for 3 years. We've never had a problem. Yes, there's a problem this time. We've had a lot of rain. The box could leak, needs to be sealed. Like there could be a lot of reasons. Like it wasn't vandalism, it was just an accident. And now you're like, oh, it was vandalism,
no,
so we need
because
to take it out.
no, because I told you the last meeting there was vandalism.
You did.
But anyway, so how about this? What if we keep it in the restroom but don't lock the restroom? Then at least it's undercover. And it'll be harder for people to find instead of looking outside. What's the difference?
Well, I don't think the goal is to make it harder to find.
Why?
Right? We're going to put signs up everywhere saying where it is.
AED in restroom. And
Are
this
they-
way, we don't have to worry about, and I don't see people are gonna go run into the restroom, but maybe if they see it going by, but then it's open 24 hours, and it's available, and it's under,
The bathroom's not open 24 hours.
what?
The bathroom's not open 24
We
hours.
can open 24 hours.
And if someone's in there
The
vandalizing
risk
the
of
bathrooms,
vandalism.
because they are,
So if someone's
Like-
gonna vandalize the bathrooms, well, we know who vandalized the bathrooms, even though we're not gonna bring it up here. But,
Is
Listen.
there anywhere that has cameras?
we will once, the whole park will have cameras,
When?
as soon as we get our bids back.
So that will help with the vandalism part of the AID, as long as we put one where there's a camera.
Well, we had a motion that passed, that we keep it locked in Miranda's studio.
no, that didn't pass. We didn't vote on that.
We haven't voted on that yet.
Oh, okay. What did we just vote on?
We voted on the amendment to put up
Richard's
signs.
amendment
Okay.
to put up signs.
And then
So
we were
now
discussing the
the
second.
motion reads in John Mirando's office, locked up with signs.
Okay, and we just had that discussion,
We did.
and that was you, right?
Does anybody else have?
What if we keep the motion as is, and then when the cameras get put up, we revisit having one unlocked?
I think we do it either we do it or we don't. That's all. Now,
Someone can bring it back up.
what we can do is I can put up by the bathroom next to the sign is that this area is under surveillance, which it will be.
Right.
But, so, listen, I will drop it. You've all heard my concerns. I don't think the difference is any difference between here and John Pond. That's okay. I'm only one person. I think we should have AEDs everywhere. I'm just concerned of it being wide open here. But, so I will drop the motion.
You don't even want to vote? How do you know how it's going to do and how it's going to come out?
Nope. Nope, we will bring this up at a later time.
Just as a point of order.
Yes, what's the
if you're
Robert's
going to
rules?
withdraw your motion, the second has to withdraw it as well.
Does anyone want to second my withdrawal motion?
I'll second.
There we go. Any discussion? All in favor?
There's nothing to vote on because you
Oh,
withdrew
okay.
the motion.
I do have a question because you said we'll revisit this. What's the plan there? Like, are you having a certain time to revisit it, a certain
No.
thing? Or are you going to wait till there's a shift, like someone's on vacation? Like,
No.
when is
I'm
that?
going to open it to revisit in case something does happen, and then we can bring it up again.
If something happens,
If
you'll bring
something
it up.
happens, then we will revisit it.
Okay.
If someone wrecks it or takes it, then I'm going to open it up again.
Okay.
Everybody good with that? Next. If anyone needs an AED, it's me. Okay, review and possible vote to approve letter to fire station committee. So you have attached here a letter. Peter and I had talked about this, I don't know, a month ago. Peter brought up. That would be a good idea if maybe we asked the fire station committee to accommodate us. Peter graciously did this. I think he did a very good job. I had reached out to Lorraine, letting her know that we were going to send her a letter in regards to that, and we would like to have it on the agenda. I did ask her to take a look at it to see if there's anything she can do to help expedite this or maybe lean towards it. She is going to put it on the agenda. She did call me today, Peter, and said option 2 will not be on the table. So the only option is going to be to do it at the fire station. They're not going to ask for money to do this over
I'm
again.
not surprised.
Okay. So she will bring it up either the one on the 23rd, which depends on what they're going to be talking about, or the one after. But I think this is a great idea for us to getting a new parks office and putting it in a fire station so that we have handicap accessible. We have a place that will be secure and have the amenities that we would need. There'll be a bathroom. And if we can get that to put into the design, I think that would be wonderful.
So can I ask a question? Being that I'm new, where is this current Parks Commission building? One of these things?
Yeah, it's the
Someone
right
else.
across the driveway.
So is that where we should be having meetings and
Yeah.
stuff like that?
But it's
Okay.
not handicap accessible, so.
Yeah.
And our meetings are open to the public.
Yeah.
Oh,
To get in.
okay.
And there's a leak in the roof and the
Yeah, it's just
bathroom.
in disrepair.
Peter freezes in
Okay.
there. So, anyone want to discuss this letter?
I think it's a good job, Peter. I was under the impression though that we couldn't have a office in the fire station because then it wouldn't be a sole fire station. It would be a mixed use instead of a one purpose.
That's what they're going to bring up with the designers in town, so they'll decide what we can do or what we're not allowed to do. I
And
don't
then if they say no, option 2 is off the table.
Is off
so
the table. They
We
will not
still
just-
have no office.
We will now have no office. We can use money to put a handicap access on there. We can use the repairs and maintenance money we have.
That's the least of your worries, right? The hole in the roof that
Oh,
was
I'm with you 1,000%.
estimated on $15,000.
We don't have septic, we don't have water. So,
$15,000.
Yeah, it was 75, but with prevailing wage, it was 15 grand.
just for the
Just for
little
the
roof.
roof.
Right, yeah. Okay,
Just,
so,
can I just add?
Sure.
something? Just for information, this $150,000 figure came from the building inspector.
yeah, I was talking to Nate about that too.
What's that for? A new
Well,
building?
he was reviewing the things that he thought needed to be done to the building, and he felt that 150,000 was plenty to cover it. So that's where that figure comes from.
Well, anyway, thank you. And anyone want to make a motion to approve the letter to the fire station committee?
I'll approve the letter as it is, or are we removing number 2?
Well, you can make a motion, yes. The idea is to remove number 2 and just leave option number 1 in it.
Can we send it with number 2 and just so that they know that we're into this, even though she said it wasn't going to happen?
She won't put it in the agenda.
So if number 2's on here, she won't put it on the agenda?
She is not going to recommend it or, so I think it's a waste. I think we need,
Who is she?
I'm sorry, Lorraine Carboni, she's the chair of the select. And the issue is that they're gonna have a hard enough time getting the money to get the fire station, but to ask for more money through the parks office, it's just gonna go off a lead balloon. And I do understand that.
Is there not money, being that the building is on the park, would that not fall into park funds?
Yeah, we don't have the funds.
We don't have the funds, because we're an enterprise fund.
We don't have that kind of money.
I mean, how-
Town funds, because it's a town building?
Yeah,
so,
okay.
It is.
They're not
it's,
gonna do it.
it's one of the original buildings from Ted Williams Camp.
Right.
So,
It's the
Yeah.
original office from Ted Williams Camp.
yeah.
And there's not a lot of traffic flow there, so it's not like Old Town Hall where they have offices and people go in and out. This isn't what we have.
So being that it's not used now, do we really miss it? Should we just put something else there?
I don't know, what, I'm
We are
sorry.
using it.
We are using it, it's Peter's office.
We do use it? Oh,
All
sorry,
of our,
Peter.
all of our files, we go in there and, you know,
Okay, so it is being.
sign checks and, yeah, that's our historical part. So we do need it, we'll just figure out
Because it's all we have.
How to make it
that's all
better.
we
That's
have.
all we have.
Okay, anyone want to make a motion?
So what's going to be taken out?
Option 2, we're just gonna do option 1 to make it, our request is to make the new parks office a part of the new design plan for the fire station.
So what part of the second half is going to be excluded?
Anything that's asking for money, that's separate from the design. So there have been, we approved additions will be required since the new fire stations. So yeah, of the 2 options, the commission believes in upgrading the current office building, $150,000. That is not going to be on there. Current park commission poor condition, no handicap access. In addition, leaking, the building was quickly leaking. The commission invites the FPC to come and visit the park office. It's all good. There have been discussions about hiring a full-time, which we don't need in there.
Personally, I'd like to see a final draft before I say yes or no, personally.
That's fine. We can, Peter, we can redo that and then just have people, we will, we're not going to have a meeting before the next fire station meeting. So I think we need to approve taking out part 2 under the provision that this letter gets redone and that we can sign it. Because we're either that or we're going to wait another month. And I know there's time pressure on them. So,
Can you make an amendment to have it like emailed and reviewed by email or something? Or is that?
do that.
Or we can't respond.
We can't respond.
Yeah, we can't. make decisions over email.
Well, why don't we just do it now? If you tell me what you would look like in there.
Well, that's what I'm asking. I'm asking what you're taking out. That's all I want to know. I want to know what the final draft's going to look like. That's all.
Could I suggest that just,
Taking out
so,
number 2.
so basically, we have the first sentence, I'll read, at their meeting on July 11th, we're requesting the fire station committee include in their final proposal to the town a provision for improved office space for the Parks Commission. This provision, and then just say,
Include
would
the-
come
Yes.
by including additional funds in the proposal to upgrade. Just skip that first line. This provision would come by including additional funds in the proposal to upgrade the current Park Commission building. No.
They're not
No,
going to
take out
upgrade.
No,
number
because
2.
you
I would
take out
just take
to
out
leave
that
number
whole
1.
sentence.
They're not going to upgrade the building.
This provision could come in one of 2 ways. Take that
Well,
out.
that's where we're at.
Underneath number 2, and then the last paragraph, just take that out. And you should be good.
I'm sorry. Okay, what, isn't that what we're asking, for money to upgrade?
No.
No, they're not gonna do that. They're going, our request is to make it a part of the new fire station plans.
Yes.
Right, but we're not asking for money to upgrade this. They're not gonna do that.
They're not going to upgrade this building?
No.
No, our request is to put it as a part of the fire station. They're not gonna
And
ask,
that's what Lorraine said?
yes, they're not gonna ask the townspeople for more money. Because if you're pretty much asking more money separate from the fire station, that's what you're doing. So she thinks there's a better chance to pass if we say, hey, let's put an office in the fire station building.
I think I have less chance.
I think either way, it's an unlikely chance. We might have to just try and find a different avenue. But it's worth a shot.
I'm just telling you what her recommendation was. So that's our only way to go.
Yeah, Nate's was the opposite.
I was gonna say I would like to turn it in as is.
Nate's, I just say, well, you know.
We've had a couple
Nate's
people
was the
suggest
opposite.
this way to go.
I mean, once they read it, won't they vote on it and they can vote to amend it and take pieces out? Or they're just gonna completely say no to the whole thing?
Well,
They
that,
can do either of
Yeah,
those
they
things.
can do any of those things, so.
I have no problem sending it like this. I'm just telling you what, not that she's not gonna push for, but what she recommends that we ask for. So let's ask for both and they'll make a decision on whether they wanna do it or not. If we get one or the other, I'm happy. I don't care if it's here or there. But if we get it in the fire station building, I'm very happy. I just think that in lieu of, as we talked before, in lieu of giving some space out in the parks, it'd be nice if we got something in return.
I motion to submit the letter to the fire station building committee as is.
Yeah, I second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote, Scott?
Aye.
Michael Smith, aye. Melissa?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion is passed.
Thank you. Just
Uh,
I just wanted to know what was going.
We will need to sign it, though. I'd like for it to sign it, so if we can just leave it with the bills or something, and then we can get it to them. Okay, next. Discuss and possible vote to approve funds for new sign for Gamache Playground.
Okay. We don't need to vote for funds because there's the ARPA money that we're gonna do the funds for. But I called, Crutchfield and the person working on the sign, he has the sign, don't panic, I mean, you're
Been hearing that for 3 years, 4
He's
years.
still got all the stuff working on it, but he's not around until next week. He's been out away. So there's a note when he comes back for him to contact me so we can resolve this whole thing. I told him what the deal was, that we were looking to see how much it was gonna be, we would just take care of it, yada, yada, yada. So by our next meeting, we should have more details on that.
And Melissa, I'm sorry, how much is that sign?
I didn't get to talk to him, so I don't
Okay.
have a figure for you, but I know we have like $5,600 left.
Okay. So, I had a discussion today with Mr. Nunes about the North Fields project and monies. If you want, we can transfer monies to make a nicer sign, or because it's all direct funding. We have extra monies that we can move over from that project to this ARPA project because it's direct funding. So if you find something you want to spend 10, then let's do it. Because we do have the monies, okay? We have 18 grand that we have floating. But I'm
Just
not,
from that one or from both?
I have 18 floating from there. Probably gonna spend an extra another three. So now the reason I'm carrying that money is in case we figure out we need something else or whatever. But if it means transferring over 3 grand to get something that would be nicer, that's up to you, but I just think, why stick with the
Well,
5,500?
we can discuss and vote, like right now it says the Alexander Gamache Memorial Playground. Alexander, I think P. Gamache Memorial Playground. Is that what we want the sign to say? Do we want to say the date that it was created and the date that it was redone? Like, what are
That's
we
a good
looking
idea, I like that. Originals
put on it?
and, repurposed or
Revitalized?
revitalized is a better word, yeah.
Well, then you can do that with Crutchfield and get bids on it, right? And say, hey, if you can do this one, how much is it? If you can do this one, how much is it? Right? If we want to put extra money in it and we like the one that says established or whatever and it costs 3 grand, then we can vote on that and go forward.
Right, so that, we'll vote on that when the time comes.
Yes.
But I just didn't know, like, that's what you want, that's whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Alexander P. Gamache
I think
Playground.
that would be nice to say
date.
established such and such a date, and then revitalized, repurposed, whatever, on, July 1st, 2024. I think that's great.
I just think if we're going to do it, it's a beautiful playground. Let's just
Yeah.
make the sign look nice too.
I mean, you
Yeah,
can put that in
I-
small lettering, it's not like it's gonna be a
Right,
huge amount
no,
of money.
yeah. And I have no idea how much the sign is gonna cost, like I talked to his daughter today, but
And it's going to be a
I
wooden
can't
sign.
imagine
It's going to
10
be
grand.
similar to what we have
It's
there
supposed to be
now.
marble.
I haven't seen it.
Well, I had a picture of it 3 years ago, it's already done.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't, it's already done?
This is what I was told 3 years ago.
When I talked to them last year, he
Oh,
said he
boy.
had everything, he was just waiting for the details and the go-ahead. And the last time I talked to Tim, like 9 months ago, he said, we'll get you down there, we'll get him down there, we'll look at, we'll do, and it just never happened, so.
I think the last time we talked about the sign, we said, should we put a time limit on it? These
Right.
people keep playing games by
Right,
this
so
date,
we-
then just take the money and go somewhere else.
That's what we've done, so that I've contacted the company
Yeah.
directly, so I'm just waiting for him to come home from vacation.
All right, so we have some wiggle room.
Oh, all right, we'll do the,
Go ahead.
no, there was another thing that came up on the playground, so I didn't know update on projects, but I'm not there. So do you want me to update now, or do you want?
Well,
me
we're
to-
talking about playgrounds, so I
All
think
right.
we can do that.
So the gate, I'm starting to believe that the playground is cursed. Don't really believe in that, but I mean, the gate to the playground fell off this week.
The gate to the playground.
Gate to the playground fell off. So
Fell off or was taken?
The first thing that's coming to my mind is, was the pin taken out? Like
the pin was not taken out.
like the mysterious
So,
screws?
Southeast Fence, as always, came right away
Fixed
and
it.
put it back on. So,
Did he say what may have caused it when they looked at it?
I think one of the brackets was jimmied down because I tried to move it and I couldn't. So again, but he did not. He just came, John. He came, he fixed it, he left. So,
That's good.
but yeah,
That's crazy. There is a little, things come in threes, so this is the third
a
one.
little something going on over there. It'll be interesting when we get the cameras up to see if it stops or what exactly is going on.
Because it's infrared too. Okay. Review and possible vote on Freetown Lakers Soccer Club request for 3 youth soccer camps. Peter? What do we got?
Well, you have the requests, they're the same requests we looked at last week, but
Oh,
you got a
yes.
little bit more information.
Yep.
You can see the email I sent to Andrew, soccer club about it, just telling them what we had discussed at the last meeting, that we needed more information and so forth, and certificate of insurance. And then he responded with that there with additional details. Anticipates between 50 and 100 kids. And then this tells more about the area that he's looking for. And on the back of that sheet are the actual camps, what's taking place at each one, plus what the charge is for each one. So that's the information to fill out, that fills out the application. So those dates are all free on the calendar.
So they're good?
They're good as far as the calendar is concerned, yeah.
And we gotta do the usual, right? Collect the money and we gotta do a separate insurance thing?
They should have to.
Well-
Should be included on the binder.
Okay.
Yeah, so their certificates of insurance, each camp has their own. But last year they were to Freetown Lakeville Soccer, not Town of Lakeville.
Right.
And it was actually, I talked to one of the people who ran the clinic, and they're like, it looks like you guys are trying to get scammed.
Maybe you said that.
I'm sorry, didn't hear.
That we were getting scammed because they were charging all this money, taking all this money, and we weren't
Right.
getting any of it. So,
Was that the Revolution thing?
I'm not gonna tell you who it was.
No, I'm saying was that when they had the Revolution sign on?
The Revolution's there, and there's 2 other ones that are
Right.
there.
Okay.
The Revolution is the most expensive one, because it's Revolution.
So what's the fee gonna be?
How many people?
I think he means the $2 and $10.
There you go, thank you.
10. Sure they're paying way a lot more.
Do they know that?
They haven't signed the contract yet. So they will when they sign the contract.
Just ask me.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it states it right there, but,
I mean, they're charging a lot.
yep.
Yeah, but for us to get $2, won't even cover the gasoline to mow the field before and after. All right, anyone, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say the first one seems like it's the Freetown Lakeville Soccer Club Summer Sports Performance Clinic. Right, so it's run by, I know Bernie Graves used to be a coach, is that correct? I think, and Carlos Vasquez, isn't he a coach currently? So I would be okay if you wanted to do $2 for that one and 10 for the other 2, because we know they're coming in, and I know people come from out of town for that one, those 2. But if you want to do 10 for all 3 of them, you know how I feel about that too. So I'm all in for that.
Melissa, I'm sorry, the clinic is on the 29th for the 1st and it's 22nd.
The 22nd to the 25th.
That's the clinic. And that's what you're thinking, $2, and we're considering $10 for the 29th to the 2nd and the 12th to the 14th?
Because if you see, the first one's going to Free Lake,
Right,
the
yeah,
second one's going to Resendes Soccer Academy,
got it.
and the third one's going to Revolution Soccer Academy.
But like I said, I'm open to 10 for all of them. It's up to you guys.
Looking at the price, I would say 2, 10, and 5, but that's just me.
Oh, now we're getting.
Well, I know, but I'm
Why
just saying-
5? Why?
Why 5? Because it's only $165 can. The first camp's $125, we're charging them $2. The middle camp is $275, yeah, 10.
So we're doing it based on what they're charging people.
Well,
I'm just asking.
this is something new.
No, I'm asking.
This fee is something new. They were supposed to pay us before, but they never did.
All right.
I just threw that out.
So do we want to do motions separately on each one?
I would do motion separately.
Okay,
But, yeah, it's up to you.
all right. Does anyone want to make a motion on the Freetown Lakeville Soccer Club clinic on July 22nd to July 25th for $2 per person? I'm making that motion.
I'll second it.
Discussion?
Are we going to ask them for their records to prove how many people they're getting? Or are we taking it on faith?
What do we normally do here?
We usually don't ask them to turn in, we ask for rosters.
Yes.
Yep.
But I mean, that's just leaving a sheet off, so I mean, if they're gonna.
Being that if they're expecting that many people, 50 to 100 at each camp, I would say we want to make sure that
I
we're
don't
not
know.
getting scammed.
So
Whoever
my
said
my
that.
guess is this is their lowest one, don't you think?
This one's a
lowest-
goalie, more of a goalie camp. Right? The first one?
Yeah.
I don't
Goalkeeper
know.
clinic, so I would say that one's gonna have at
Player
least
development
players.
with games, drills, and circuit training. In addition, a separate goalkeeper clinic is being held.
So it's the local kids, the local kids are gonna come. That's why we're talking $2, because they're already getting dinged.
For playing.
Right, but it's the
No,
same,
no, I understand
same
what
we
you're
charge
saying.
everybody else. I mean,
Right.
volleyball pays a fee, but we charge $2 for a tournament.
But outside groups or something.
The other two are outside groups.
So it's groups.
Okay, so
We made a motion.
made a
Second,
motion, we have
$2
discussion.
For the first camp.
Right. So we'll do a vote. Scott?
Aye.
Melissa?
Aye.
I'm aye. So the motion's passed that we're charging $2 per person for the clinic, for the locals. Next.
And I actually did have another question. I assume they're using these fields?
Yes.
And not those fields?
Yes,
At this point, yeah.
yes.
I mean, we could use the other fields.
No, we're not gonna beat them up until we're ready to go. I wanna try to put that water line in before.
That'd be great.
All right, next, we have the request for tournament for July 29th through August 2nd for the soccer fields from 8:30 to 3 o'clock. I'm going to make a motion that we charge each attendee $10 per person for this tournament.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call vote, Scott?
Aye.
Melissa?
Aye.
I was gonna say something, it's not super important. My only thing was, if it's full day or half day, should it still be $10 for each?
This is an out-of-town organization. That's why
Yeah,
that's what our tournament,
it's still
Makes sense.
225,
That's-
it's still high,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, aye.
All right. Michael Smith, aye. All four. Okay, the last one, request from the Freetown Lakeville Soccer Club. Event from 8:12 to 8:14, from 9 to 12. I am making a motion that we charge each attendee $10.
Was it 10 or did we say 5?
I'm just,
Second.
that's his motion,
We
10.
can discuss.
my motion is 10. And Melissa seconded. Discussion.
Can I ask, is that because you feel it's an outside group?
I do think it's outside group.
No,
Yeah.
no,
I know it's
that's what I'm
outside
asking.
group, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm asking, that's what you're basing your feeling.
Exactly. Nothing else.
Being that it's called Freetown Lakeville Soccer Club, it's still an outside group.
It's just that they're hosting it.
They're letting
They
you use
bring
the-
them in.
Yes.
So
If you look at,
it's our guys that are hosting it, but the ones that are coming.
if
The
you look,
league is hosting it.
if you look at the
but yeah.
last, where it says enroll,
Yeah,
that's who's doing the clinic. It's
Okay.
Revolution Soccer Academy.
okay,
They're bringing them in to do it.
okay, yep, okay.
But it is outside. I mean, that's. Any more discussion? Roll call vote. Mr. Holmes?
Nay.
Mr. Cott?
Aye.
Brittany?
Aye.
Michael Smith, aye. Passes 3-1. So we got 2, 10, and 10.
So we have to somehow make that note and then there's a fee, because there never has been a fee before. Supposed to be, but
Yeah.
there
Right.
never was.
Times have changed.
Mike, I'm not,
But they did know that because they came last year and we had this discussion after, like in September, August or September, because after they
because
had,
they just did it without even saying anything to us.
right,
I know.
in which they would have done again this year. And we did have that conversation because they sat there.
Good, fine. I'm good with it.
Okay, next, discuss some possible vote on wording for Commissioner Field sign. Oh, I got it.
I thought we were all set on this.
So, I went down to the transfer station and borrowed this. So, just to explain, Brittany, I don't know if you've been down there. So, when you go into the gates, okay, there's a road that goes down, okay, and it separates. We had discussed putting a sign down there so when people come in, it'll say, "Welcome to Commissioner's Field." I mean, we'll figure out the wording so people know, oh, this is great, this is where I am. Now, our thoughts in the beginning were to put up a sign like this when you come in, but right now there's too many restrictions with that. Putting up, the only kind of sign that we can put up is something that would be a traffic sign, because
Yeah,
it's
'cause
too
it's
close to
road.
the state road.
Right.
So, but in the meantime, we have got a portable sign that we put letters on it, so we can put it out there so people will see it. Now, maybe after the season, we may decide to do something, or that'll work out. So this is, I'll give you my thoughts on it.
Where is this going? When you come through the driveway,
All the way to the end.
On the left-hand
so
side.
straight in front of you, because then you come in and then the road turns down.
The road turns down, and then you can go left or right.
So
Can't
this
go
is
left.
being at the bottom of
You
the,
can't go left. You really can't go left down.
What are you talking
You can't go left at the bottom of the driveway. It's gonna be blocked off.
about? What are you talking about?
When you come down to the end of the driveway, you can't go left because that's gonna be blocked off.
No, I'm saying, when she's asking where it is, I said it's where you can go to the end.
Okay.
And you can park to the left if you go that way, and you can park to the right if you go that way. So that's where it's gonna be, it's a
so
welcome.
at the bottom of the hill. So when you switch going left to right, it's gonna be right at the bottom?
Yeah. Scott and I had discussed that, and we thought that was the best place to go. I don't know where else we would put it, I don't, there isn't a spot to put it on the way down, because we have signs there, there's a pitch going down to the upper parking lot, and there's too much brush on everything. I just think as you're driving down and you're going down, you see a sign saying welcome. So, I know we had discussed it before, but if you have any other ideas, I'm all for it. But what I would like to do first is figure out the sign, because this one is small, it's too small. So it's 3 by 4, we're looking at, when I was doing measurements, I was looking at 4 by 6. Okay, so it's gonna be higher and it's gonna be longer. My thoughts were gonna be, however we put it, is welcome to Commissioner's Field, established 2024, and then we have the town seal on it somewhere. What else would you think should be on the sign? I think it's
Well, if you put it at the bottom, wouldn't you put parking from field 1 and field 2? Like
That would be
arrows?
a separate sign.
Separate.
Because I think you want to put something up, field A and B or field
Yeah.
1 and 2.
Right, whatever.
It was, well, whatever, right?
Right.
Semantics, doesn't really matter.
Which we'll do once, the key
A
is
go
to,
this way, but the body's that way.
the key is to open up September, see what works and doesn't, and then once it's over with, when we open up in the spring, we'll say, all right, we'll put a sign here, we'll do this, we'll do whatever. It doesn't make sense to put it up on now and then move them.
Would you, just a thought, would you want to put it where the two fields come together? At the, you know, put this right in the middle of the two fields? You know, when the two fields come together?
Yeah.
Corner of the parking lot. Would you want to put it up on something there? I'm just,
No, because we're gonna be blocking. That's probably where we're gonna have the porta potty.
Is there a time crunch on deciding where to put it?
Is there a time crunch? I just want to be able to have it when we open last week of August or Labor Day. I'd like to have this up.
So,
I mean, it can always be moved. Remember, this just goes into metal poles. And then it can just be put in, hole dug. If we want to move it somewhere, we move it.
yep. Because I haven't been there, so I can't really say what's best. So I feel like
Well, you
for
can
me,
come down.
if I had a minute to go check, then I could
Sure.
come in.
But the issue now isn't about where it's going to go. We
Okay.
can, that could be another.
All right, so we
It's
got-
more about the size.
It's just more about this, well, the size, I think should be 4 by 6.
all right,
Yeah.
4x6.
But,
So that's cool.
but what are we thinking, where the letter should go? Welcome to Commissioner's Field, established 2024.
Are we still going to put dedicated to Commissioner past and present? That was, no.
We're just gonna call it Commissioner's Field. I don't wanna make it a memorial. Just my thought. I don't wanna make it too
And
wordy.
that's what the sign's gonna look like, or we're just talking about size?
No. We can do it in green, we can do whatever we want.
But
Green.
that
Yes.
metal?
This metal is gonna be what we have. If we wanna do something nicer down the road, we can do that up at the top.
I can't envision where you're planning on putting that.
Scott, am I explaining it wrong? Because I'm not saying that. When we're driving down,
Yeah, we hadn't talked about putting it down there. At the time, we had only talked about putting one when you came into the place.
Well-
You and I had never discussed putting one down in the fields.
well, we knew, yeah, well, we were there with Clancy, and,
I think we're all on the same page that we don't know where to put it. But let's
But
get
the issue
the
is-
sign processing in the meantime.
this can't be put up at the top, that's the issue. So if we want to put it halfway down or whatever,
Okay, I understand.
we will figure that out. But it's going to be this heavy-duty sign, Frank, I'm ordering it to the company that goes through the town.
Can I borrow this for a second?
Of course.
My only concern with putting the established on there is it gonna be refurbished anytime soon and we're gonna need a whole new sign to
No, no,
add
no.
that date on?
No, you can peel, those they can come off.
You made it perfectly.
No, permanent.
Oh, so it will be the
Well,
sticky
you never-
letters? It's not gonna be like a,
And it's
Oh.
daylight, it's not going to be out at night, I mean, it's going to be hot.
We could always hang a little sign at the bottom that says refurbished. But I don't see that, I don't think we're gonna have to worry about that.
okay.
Well, that's my point. If people wanted more things on it, then I would figure if we put a label on there. So if you wanted more work, then you figure. That was my thought.
They want more words? We'll stop like more words. Dedicated to commissioners, past and present?
Because this will be on poles.
Yeah, but not 12 foot.
No, it'll be so that.
6 foot wall.
Yeah.
I like the dedicated, and I'm curious why the welcome. Do any of the other park signs have welcome, or it's just the name of the park?
Field.
All the other signs say no alcohol, no smoking, no.
Yeah, we have so many signs.
No swimming.
I just think it's nice. All
Yep.
That's all.
I do like the dedication. If it's dedicated, that should be said.
Well, we're gonna have a quote ribbon cutting ceremony eventually with the select board when we open it, but.
Well, I think this, if we're not gonna put the dedicated, I think this is big enough, because you can all see it, how far are you gonna?
It wouldn't be big word, it would be down the bottom. You know, I mean, that's not the focus of the sign.
Is what? The dedicated.
Right, that's not the focus of the sign. It would be in smaller lettering than what you have there.
Right. So
Well, you don't want the lettering too small, because then you won't be able to see
I'd
it.
rather get Commissioner's Field at least as big as the only,
This one.
at least that big.
I think the welcome to could be dissimilar to cardboard, paper, board, yep, and then the only Commissioner's Field, and then
Established.
established
2024.
with the date dedicated to such and such.
Commissioners past and present. Because there's a lot of people that have worked on this. This has been in the works for 15 years.
I'm all for it, that's why I brought it to you guys. Whatever you guys want to do, I just want to order it.
What is your issue with it being bigger?
I didn't-
don't think you need it bigger. Why?
You know what? When Melissa put it up that way, she's 100% correct.
Yep.
She's 100%, because it's not meant so when you drive in and you see it a mile away.
Right.
It's meant as you're driving down.
As you drive by.
Yeah, so and it's going to be 6 foot high. So.
Right.
So, what I really need is to get a piece of paper and
I
write down
started-
exactly the way it's going to be.
I would say-
And what size letters, that's what I need.
Measure tape.
So welcome to Commissioner's Field. Established with the date, whatever the date. Dedicated
We only talked about the sign.
2.5 inches is the first one.
to,
It's 2.5 inches is the first.
dedicated
Welcome
to
to.
Commissioners.
Can you write that?
What are they,
2.5
4
inches.
inches on the only?
And 3.5 to the only, which would be, that would be Commissioner's Field, the only, right?
To Commissioners past and present.
Established 2024 now. I mean, I would put it small lettering.
Well, it's not going to say established, we're going to do EST.
That's what I'm saying.
2024.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's what I wrote down, EST.
You would have the space to do established. If
Yeah,
you
but you
only
don't
do
have-
No,
ESTB with this big sign like that, it's gonna look really empty. You have plenty of space to spell out established.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, that just seems like a lot.
Yeah,
Does it?
yes.
Welcome to Commissioners Field, established date, dedicated to commissioners past and present.
Yeah.
That's
You think it's
that's
too
wordy,
busy?
way too wordy.
But it's not, because she's got it all the same size.
Right.
Right.
You gotta see it not all the same size. So it's EST 2024, and I might even take that and put it at the bottom.
That's what I was thinking, that's
Yeah,
where I had
on
it.
the
I had it at the
left-hand
very
side.
bottom. And above that, I had dedicated to commissioners past and present. You could just put commissioners past and present in parentheses or something. And
I feel like if these is gonna be small, it's gonna look silly with so much space around it, but you could do it really small and in a corner.
But the sign company, like, are you going to a sign company, or are we just offering it?
No,
ordering it online?
no, we,
Well, you know what?
I call him, I send,
you
I,
could
I'm
make
gonna send
commissioners
him
field
this.
bigger too.
You can.
You could make that the focus of the sign, the name of the field.
Yeah, this is the,
Yeah.
what happens, this is the town sign guy.
No,
I send it to him, he'll send back proof, and then we go ahead.
I feel like if we think it's too wordy, then we get rid of the welcome, because it's these three things that are what's
We may
important.
just put a smiley face, like a soccer ball with a smiley face on it.
We can always do another sign.
Can't do
saying-
soccer
on a soccer
ball.
field.
You could do soccer, lacrosse, football. We can have like
We could do like one of those like street sign things, welcome on the top, and
Well,
then
let's-
this field
let's-
that way, this field that way,
Let's-
that thing's that way,
Can we
further
just,
down.
can we just simplify this? Okay, so it's going, so is it gonna be welcome to here, or is it gonna be welcome to here, and then Commissioner's Field in the big 3.5?
I like welcome to
I'm
Commissioner's
fine.
Field.
So welcome to on the same line?
No, different lines. Welcome to
To
Commissioner's
Commissioner's Field.
Field.
Or if you want to space it more, you could have welcome and then 2 below it.
Yeah, that's, yeah. Welcome to Commissioner's Field,
Dedicated to
dedicated
Commissioners
to
past
past and present, established on the bottom.
2024.
There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah, and I mean, you can make those bottom 2 lines, you know,
Teeny tiny.
Yeah.
inch and a half. I mean, that's not the focus of the sign.
What about the town seal in the right-hand corner?
Sure, go ahead.
You can do this, establish the year and the town seal,
Perfect.
maybe on the same
Oh,
level.
okay, here, here, and here?
Yep.
Yeah, but on the bottom.
You can even
And
do
then-
the established 2024 so that it's bigger, and then over here on the
Okay.
other side, the town seal. I don't send it to him.
I would keep
I'm gonna do a
the
mock-up.
dedication
Yeah.
a nice size. You don't want that too small.
No. I'll do a
Right.
mock-up, and then I'll leave it in the office. You guys can combine, take a look at it. If you want to fix it, you fix it. How's that? I'll do it. I'll do it. You can look at it next week.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, you could even make commissioners feel 4 inches and,
Yeah.
you know, and the welcome to,
Yep,
I mean,
if
and
it
the
looks
dedicated
lost.
and the established.
Well,
and
once-
like 1.5
right.
inches or something, because that's not the primary.
Yeah. And once we get the proof, we'll say, oh, this looks done.
Right, we might look at it and go, I like it, until we see it.
Okay, that took a while, but thank you very much. I think it's a wonderful idea. Clear Pond updates?
Peter printed it out for us. Last year, I think we sold 119 passes. This year, we're already past 85. You don't remember the number, do you?
Well, there's 96 Lakeville,
96 Lakeville?
12 Middleborough, 2 Freetown.
Oh,
That's crazy.
so it's 14.
I was
So
gonna
we're
say,
almost.
yeah, you're not gonna see too many. I mean, you're gonna have a couple stragglers, but you're not gonna see too many more.
Yeah, he said they all the way up to the middle of the year, people are still buying them. Because that's what I said. Once swim lessons start, who's going to buy
Yeah, right.
passes? But
So we're already
they do. So we're
108, 110.
There's actually more than that because there's some, because that only,
is the ones that were turned in.
right, there are some
Picked
other
up.
passes that have been purchased online that haven't been claimed yet. So
Interesting.
probably about a half dozen or so.
Really?
And did Freetown and Middleborough get, like, really notified that they could participate this year?
Yeah, with the amount of hate messages we get from Freetown,
Plenty of-
they
yeah,
are
plenty of hate messages.
fully aware that they can come.
And then only 2 came.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they have their own beach, right? They have Long Pond. So,
Yeah, I don't think that. I don't know. I don't know. That might.
All right.
So, director guards in attendance, their salaries are up to $9,000, and that is a third, right? We're a third of the way through, almost a third of the way through? Or is this only for 2 weeks, Peter?
I'm sorry, the salaries?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're coming to the end of the first full 2-week period this Saturday. So
Okay.
that number's going to scoot up.
All right, so you have to multiply that by 4. So 9 times 4 is $36,000. So as of right now, if we could keep the expenses down, we're looking pretty good. Because we've taken in 44.5, and we'll spend 36-ish.
Are you looking at that $3,000 figure and thinking that represents the 2-week period?
The total expenses?
Yeah, I mean I'm sorry, the 9,000.
Yes.
Are you thinking of that as a 2-week period?
I did think of that as a 2-week period.
Okay, so only Doug was working one of those weeks.
So it's
I
a
mean,
week and a half.
It's about a
week and a day.
Yeah. Week and a day.
Okay.
So it's
So
the,
never mind, multiply that by 8 and we're not looking so hot. But we'll have a few more passes come in.
we'll know by the beginning of next week what the payroll is for
First
a
one.
typical 2 week, and then we can.
Right.
But revenue-wise, weather's been great. People are bringing gas.
So far so good, knock on wood. Last year we got rained out a lot. This year I think we've only been closed 1 day and we've closed early maybe 2. But yeah, everybody seems happy. Whenever I'm there's people coming and going. I spend Friday afternoons from 1 to 2 doing arts and crafts with the kids. Everybody seems happy.
How's the new paperwork working out?
Nobody likes the tickets. The tickets are all over the beach, and that's kind of why I thought we had the jar. So we ripped the tickets, put them in the jar, not give them to the people. But where there's 2 tickets, people get confused to give one to the people, and then they end up
Right.
on the beach. So that could be better. Maybe we'll have to work on streamlining that for next year. But I think the season passes thing seems to be working out fine. Not too many major problems, right? Just that one still.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well.
So yeah.
That's great news. Is that it, Melissa?
Yeah, that's good.
Liaison reports. I want to bring up my liaison with Northeast Volleyball. I went and visited them Tuesday night. They were playing. There was just a coach there.
So I was gonna tell you.
So, really nice guy. I pulled him aside and I said, listen, I'm having this issue. And he goes, yeah, well, the two directors are traveling and whatever. I said, listen, I know, I'm not blaming you, but this has been going on for 2 months. We're not getting responses, emails, and phone calls. And so I said, do me a favor tonight. Call them and give them my cell phone number, and this is my email. And I said, it's really, really important that someone contacts me by this weekend, okay? Because we're really going too far here. And the funny part was there were 4 guys who set up a volleyball net in the soccer field over by the fence. They were playing volleyball. They brought their little stripes and everything. It was really fun to watch them.
Where were they playing?
They were playing right in the corner of the soccer field. They brought a roll.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So I just went and said hi to them, and it was funny, I went to the gentleman, I said, you know, if this isn't solved very quickly, then those gentlemen are going to be allowed to play there, and there's nothing you can do about it, because you guys don't have a field pass. So this will generally be open to the public, which I hate to do, but, you know, I don't know what's next. If I don't get a call by Friday, do we send a certified mail? Cover this?
Cease and desist, we've done it
Just say, I'm sorry, you're no longer allowed here until you pay in full. There is no field pass.
Their insurance certificate is current though, yes?
I'm pretty sure that is. I can double check.
I think when we asked, you said it was.
Yeah.
So Peter, I don't get a call by Friday or Saturday or Sunday, we'll send a certified letter with the bill, with a letter of demand that they need to have it paid in full in 5 days, and go from there. It's unacceptable. Everybody else is paying.
We've never had this problem before.
Yeah. I know they were good, but that doesn't mean anything now. Scott, what's going on with your baseball?
Baseball's regular season's wrapped up. Kenny Lally's got playoffs this weekend and next weekend. I just had a question about a bill here at 10 Williams Camp, and it's to the Porta Johns. And there's an extra $100 charge, and then there's a monthly charge for 1 unit, $338. We don't pay that much for the other ones.
I think that's the one from the bathrooms being broken, right?
That's what I'm asking. Why is it?
This is
Triple.
twin waste.
Yeah.
I think I can see that. I think I know what the phone is. Okay, that's the monthly bill for this unit right here.
Oh, this is for
The
trash.
dumpster.
The trash.
Trash.
And we had an extra pickup? Was that
There
the
is
$100?
one extra pickup that month because of overload.
Okay. Thank you. That explains it.
A lot of trash, huh?
Yeah. Well,
Was that our first extra pickup?
Yes, I believe so, yeah.
That's good.
It seems to be working pretty well.
Good.
So.
okay. I was thinking it was the Porta Johns. I was going, didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Okay. No, good. Thank you very much. Thank you for the explanation.
Anything else, Scott?
What else? I haven't talked to co-ed Ball, but they're just starting this week, I believe, this week coming.
Okay.
They're starting. Baseball will be done for the summer. They'll start their summertime ball, which is usually 1 or 2 teams. And then we'll pick them up in the fall with the fall ball.
They don't do all-stars down here, right, anymore?
Or they may practice.
Practice,
They may
play
practice
practice.
down here. There's not going to be much. If they have a tournament, the tournament's going to be over in Freetown because they have a full snack stand and they can make a lot of money.
I have not seen the lights on. I've been down here.
They usually come on in the fall.
Okay.
That's usually when they use them.
In a while. Melissa, any updates on?
Well, we did Clear Pond. Free Lake softball, the demo for the dugouts will be this week.
Oh,
Hopefully
yes.
next week they'll be pouring the sides and the back. Then when those are cured, the top will go on. They are thinking like 3 weeks maybe to have it all done. And then the fence will go up behind the backstop.
Can we notify the ladies Wilbur Ball, because they do use that field.
It should have already been done, and they are just gonna use field 3 if it's not ready.
Okay, because the question arose last night, and they didn't know what was going on. So that's why I'm just, if you can send a notification to them.
I emailed back and forth with, who was it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you in a moment, because I got it out here.
Is it
Jacqueline?
Jacqueline?
Yep, no, that's fine, that's who you gotta talk to.
So
Okay.
basically, I guess there was
I guess you
one,
just said spread the word.
there was one concern, which
Happens.
was a couple of Thursday nights, they need 2 fields. I mean, so I talked with, what's his name? Jacob, FLAA. And so I think the suggestion was if they needed a field, an extra field, like it was number 5 at Ted Williams. Does that make
It's
sense?
flat, yeah. Stone Dust Field, yeah.
Yeah, it's the one in the corner, far
Yep.
corner.
So they had that option.
Okay. So do you need me to reach out to anybody, or? Are you all set?
You can, I'll make sure they know this.
Okay.
But if you want to,
So those dates are okay for them to use?
Yeah.
Okay,
yep,
all right.
yep.
In
So
Boston Tavern.
if you send them and I try, maybe we can get to them.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Peter.
Except for the gazebo.
So, I was just gonna bring that up. I was here with Heather 2 days ago, and went up there, so where the moss grows obviously is on the right-hand side, and it is thick, really thick. The other sides are not as bad. So, I don't know if those shingles are gonna withstand any kind of force on them. I know removing moss is not an easy thing, so, because I know Bob's not able to do it. But I did go up there, and it's a wreck. This side is a wreck. The other ones we can make, but it is, the shingles are really not in great shape. And if you want to take the moss out, then it might be a problem with the shingles. So I don't know what we want to do from there, unless we figure out patching the roof.
By a wreck, are you saying the shingles need to come down and it needs to be re-shingled, or are you saying that it,
I'm saying we'll probably break the shingles to try to get that moss off.
so what are the other options?
I would say the best thing to do, because when was, you know when the last time that thing was reshingled? Or done? Yeah. My thing would be to get it reshingled, if we're gonna do it. You just don't wanna do shingle on one side because of blue. So, we can go out and get a quote.
Well, if you tried to take the moss off and broke the shingles,
And see
if
what
you
happens.
didn't break the shingles, then it's a win, right? And if you tried to take the moss off and you did break the shingles, then we would get it re-shingled.
Yes, but
Or
it's
you
gonna
just
look
wanna
like
skip and just
crap.
go right to,
Just get it done, you know, we'll get a quote on that, and we can use part of the 24 grand repairs and maintenance and just get it done. Get some quotes.
Is there not a spray that we can
No, this
spray
is-
to
this
kill
is-
the moss?
There's a spray you put on after you reshingle.
Yeah, to protect it, but
Put it
this
on the
is,
new shingles.
Yeah.
this really needs to get done, so make it nice,
Exactly.
you know, it is our,
as a note, we're not supposed to spray things. Like,
Right.
you can't spray the poison ivy, you can't spray the weeds, you can't spray
Okay.
a lot of things.
Okay, okay.
did Heather ever reach out to you about having the plumber hook up the steamer?
No,
Oh.
the plumber hook up the steamer?
Yes,
No.
they have a new steamer. She says she's been sending out emails to everyone. And then I said, well, where are you sending them? She was sending them to Paul Nee. So I said, you really need to talk to Melissa, and then we can get a work order done.
Work request, yeah.
A work request, but please let Melissa know everything that's going on here. And then we can just do a work request, because it's pretty easy. But it's, is that gas? Propane, you think?
What?
That steamer, what do they want on here?
Electricity.
Is it just
Propane?
electric?
No, there's both.
Okay, so I'm not sure what the steamer is, but it does need a plumber. So,
Pizza ovens or propane.
so do you want to talk to her? Or,
No, talk to her.
okay. So that's what's going on. What is next? Skate park projects. The update is that it's dead in the water. We did not get approved through the county on it. Didn't fit the criteria. We do have, what we can do is bring it up next year when we do capital projects through the town. We can do maybe free cash or figure something like that out. So we can put in for that for next year. But as of now, there's nothing we can do.
I thought that there was already a chunk set aside.
There
for
was,
that.
but then they turned it back.
Who did?
The ARPA people. What happens is that the select board approved 150 grand to get this done.
Correct.
Then it gets sent to the state or feds. The state or feds will say, no, we're not gonna do it, and they'll send it back. We just found out that we're not getting the money from the state. So the select board did approve going to the state to get the ARPA, but ARPA
state
said
turned us
no.
down.
So the state turned us down, or the county.
So I have a question when we're talking about the skate park.
Yeah.
Did anyone get anything from the boys? Because I never got anything. They were supposed to give us an updated,
No,
they were gonna get it to us the next day. I never get anything.
Do we know why it was denied?
it's a whole census thing, it's a whole formula they have. It's nothing we can fight against, they've already done it. The select board's taking that money to do something else with it, which can basically only have to do with water.
So you're saying it was denied, we didn't get money, but then you're saying they're taking the money and doing something else.
They're,
They were allotted so
The
much
money's
money.
there, but it has to be used for specific things. But I thought it was coming out of town money. They switched it to go to county money.
yeah, they used all the money through the feds, and there was revenue replacement, so they had to go through county money, which, and so,
It doesn't qualify for revenue replacement, there's no revenue.
right. So it was just turned down. So there's nothing we can do at this point.
Wasn't there was like something that you guys got to redo all of Ted Williams?
No.
No.
We had all the capital projects, we had to go out and design them, figure it out, bid them.
Individual projects.
Individual
Right.
projects. It just wasn't say, here's 1.2, spend it. We had to do all these things and do them individually and get them approved. Everything
And they had
that
to
you
be
see
approved.
done has been individually done.
Okay,
So,
And then we've had a lot of things not approved. So
right.
yeah, I mean,
But yeah.
you always take a shot.
this gave
So
that's-
it's just it'll be revisited next year.
We can revisit next year and put it into the town's capital.
Okay.
But we can do that.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean it's going to be approved.
Oh,
because
no,
that's
no.
a big chunk of money for the town to
I'm
all
saying-
of a sudden just give us.
That's our next option, is to beg for it over there. And they may say, you know what, that's a good idea, instead of doing a new stereo system or something down the road, we'll do this. Because it's monies that come from the transfer station, comes from free cash, all of that, whatever we have left over.
I think it's silly that they would deny it if they approved all the other parts.
It's all-
of
no,
town.
it's
The
all-
town didn't deny it.
Town didn't deny it,
Right.
it's the
But
state
it's
and the
the
feds.
the way
It's
the
the county.
projects are,
Right, county.
the way they fall under the ARPA guidelines and what they have to be used for. If you don't fall in their pigeonhole, you don't get it.
Right.
So where are those guidelines? So
It's
that
it's
You
nothing.
can Google it. That's what the ARPA.
the ARPA guidelines.
ARPA was meant for COVID, because people lost,
Excess.
it was, you know, a lot of people lost a lot from
Well,
COVID.
so then because if a skate park doesn't fit into the ARPA, then it's not gonna fit in next year either.
It,
No,
ARPA's
it's
over.
separate.
So it would, because
It would've
right
been-
now we have to
it'd be
apply
town
to the
money
county
next
for
year we'd be asking
ARPA.
for.
Next year, Mike wants us to go to the town and say, hey, give us some of your revenue, give us some of your free cash, give us some of your,
They're not gonna wanna do it
Right.
either.
And the
No,
chances
you
of
don't
that
know.
are
you don't know.
slim.
You don't know.
You never know.
You just never know. It's always worth asking.
And then the next option would be for us to portion off a small bit each year and do
For the next
in
10
And in
years.
25 years, we'd be able to build a
Yeah.
skate park.
Yeah.
In the meantime, there are other capital things that'll need to be done. Because we only get 15 grand, maybe 12 grand, depends on how much money we have left over, so.
Right, but that's the money we have left
That's
over.
our money
we have,
That's,
right.
you're not suggesting that we take all our
No,
that
no,
money
no,
and
no,
put
no.
it into.
The
No.
18 grand wouldn't be enough anyway.
No, that's why I said we'd have to piecemeal
No.
it
We
Yeah,
have
you'd
to.
have to do it.
over,
pieces.
like Melissa said, multiple years. If we were to pay for it out of our budget because we don't have the excess
It would
funds.
have to come out of the town.
I know Casey had sent me an email on she had mentioned a couple of she does mention settling for something like a new paint job where maybe we could take, I hate to waste the money doing a paint job now though, if we're gonna be able to redo it all next year.
We have no money to do the paint job, that's the issue.
That 18 grand that we were gonna
Well,
try.
a paint job, she's
spending.
not saying resurface it, she's saying get a few cans of
Paint.
paint.
Oh,
Yeah.
So are
To
you
get
talking
rid of all
about just
that
the
graffiti.
jumps? Just to fix the jumps?
Yeah, to get rid of the graffiti. And then that trash can thing
Yep.
is still a small
Yeah.
thing. So if we can do a
Little-
small
little
thing, like you
things we
said,
can
piecemeal
definitely
it,
do.
those small tiny things.
Right, because what it needs is those jumps to be modified.
Right, well,
Changed.
the whole
Right.
surface
It's
is
unsafe.
crappy for skating. And then maybe we can come up with a way to block that under the ramp. Those couple of small things in the meantime.
So please come up with suggestions at the next meeting, I'll put it on the agenda.
Okay.
All
And
right,
then,
whatever you want to do or suggest, we will put it on the agenda.
She mentions, Mass.gov details parkland acquisitions, renovations, community park grant program. Is anybody familiar with that? No? All right, so
So,
I'll
but if
look
she
into
knows a
it.
grant
and then-
writer, like,
The-
the
Yeah,
fire station.
there are grants
applies
out
for
there,
their own
we
grants,
just
so-
don't,
We can't write.
Our grant writer
We're
left
not-
the town.
Our grant writer left the town. So,
So we can't get a grant.
no,
You
so you
can't.
can't, but someone's gotta.
Someone's gotta apply for it.
Someone's gotta do it, and that would be us though, we could.
At this point, it would
I'm
be
new
fall on
to
us.
yeah,
So we could potentially
Oh, there's
try.
money out there. Yeah, there's money
Yeah.
out there, you just gotta.
Melissa's looking for a grant for John Paul.
Yeah.
So I can continue to try and play
Do,
with this.
please
yeah,
do.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Do whatever you want
He's
to
got the
improve
time to
that
do that.
skate park.
Okay.
I'm
That's
all
great.
for it, 100%.
All right, I'll try and
Please,
brainstorm.
I think that would be wonderful. Next, Bear Pond Park Engineering Plan. Any updates?
Beer pond engineering?
Is there anything, I know we talked about it before, about getting people, so we're still trying to find volunteers for the board.
Do you mean,
For what?
okay.
Oh, not Clear Pond.
Clear Pond
John
and
Pond.
Park engineering plan, we haven't really discussed
Okay.
that. I mean, you and Bob and Lorraine and Doug had a discussion, so I don't know what came out of that discussion, if you planned on having another discussion or
No.
what the deal was.
It was thoughts that they would do, but I think their thoughts would have to go to whoever we decide to chair that engineering plan. That's all.
The John Pond engineering plan, I reached out to softball and they're gonna get some dates and then we'll
Good.
say, all right, we're gonna do a walkthrough if anybody wants to come. If not, I'll walk through anytime with whoever wants to walk through. And we'll just stop making a list.
To start that sooner than later. A lot of work. I'm more than happy to help with Clear Pond, so. Okay, next meeting. Looks like, looking at Brittany's and I's schedule, the next time that we can go would be the first Thursday in August, which would be August 1st. We are both not around in
You're up first.
20s. So, we need 3.
Yep, I won't be here.
1st and the 15th, so we'll go back to the 1st and 3rd Thursdays.
So we'd go to 1st and the 15th, yes. The question is, Scott, you can't make the,
I'll be in Maine.
I think I
Right.
have something the first as well.
oh, good news is that,
So we can just keep it the 2nd and 4th until the 8th.
well, we're gonna,
If she applies, there's
Yeah.
someone who's talked about applying for the vacancy.
Really?
Okay.
It's the woman who came to the meeting we had.
The softball lady.
just the league in there. Yeah.
She lives across the street, she was interested in the skate park, she came
Yeah.
to the meeting that we had.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It was one of the other moms.
Her
from the
name's
skate
Cole.
park.
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
Okay.
So she expressed interest and I, told her what she had to do next.
So we'll wait and see if
I
we
mean,
can do that.
because then you gotta wait for a selectmen's meeting,
Right.
and then, I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
We got to
and
go
we should
through.
see that she's interested first, so that we,
Right, so-
because they're gonna ask for our recommendation.
August. So you're talking September, October.
Okay, so that leaves August 1st out, August 8th. I'm on. Mr. Holmes?
I should be here.
Is this so?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, the 8th should be fine, yeah.
so Peter,
8th and the 15th, the 8th and the 22nd. What's
let's do the 8th and 22nd.
Yeah, that would fall with what it,
Yeah, let's do
Is
the 8th
now
and
the
22nd.
second and
That would be
fourth.
perfect. If anything comes
yeah, the
up.
only we did the 1st and 3rd for LakeCAM's convenience.
oh, 1st and 3rd.
Right.
Okay.
So
LakeCAM.
that's why we.
Well, we can't do it, unfortunately.
Right.
How was the trainees?
They're sleeping. So the 8th and the 22nd.
All right. I motion to adjourn.
Second that motion.
All in favor? I mean, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, aye. Meeting has been adjourned. Thank you for attending.